Hey Aries, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Three of Pentacles and Ace of Swords. All right. There can be something that you're working on that you're having a breakthrough with. There can be somebody you're working with that you're having a breakthrough with. Either way, this is going to be a mark of progress. Wow. I'm seeing High Priestess. I'm seeing Two of Cups. I'd say that if you were wondering if you're like really seeing things clearly, you definitely are. I'm seeing you really be at one with yourself and also at one with the truth in this instance too. There may be stuff that you're just like knowing or feeling that you can like feel within you that it's true and that you have a complete picture. It'll be something that you're kind of sensing here. You may have needed to work something out to figure out where things are going. I'm seeing like working together equals progress being made. So this means like active listening, truthful speaking, grounding, seeing what's motivating you, supporting, holding space, like all of those things. Three of Pentacles is feeling like if this is something that you're working on independently, you have like a clear picture of what's going on, of the progress that you're making, of the skills that you are sort of gaining as you go through this. If you happen to be working with another person or other people, you can feel finally like there's been a breakthrough in the communication or in the understanding, or if something wasn't clear before, wasn't making sense before, this is that moment where it does. And having High Priestess, this is a truth that will sit within you where you're like, I can feel this resonating within me, that I am seeing things clearly, that now we're on the same page. This looks like it has to do with you and somebody that you're close with, and you can see the future now because of this. It can be something that gave way to that. Can also be something emotionally that needed to be worked through as well. You could see where. All right, two different things can be happening, but they also kind of mean the same thing. Having Five of Swords come up here can mean that you can see where like you were supposed to be working with someone where they were resistant to that. Meaning like, hey, we have to be working as a team right now, and you can see that somebody was doing something that was not working together as a team. This can be someone's energy outside of you, but this can also be your own energy too. Like maybe you're looking at something and being like, I really wasn't thinking of us in that moment, I was just thinking of me. Or you can see I was really guarded in that moment. So you can feel too like you're making progress and like actually working with an aspect of your ego that may come up, maybe not been the most helpful, but the situation is helping you to understand that part of yourself. So yeah, maybe you did something and you're like, that was like a little bit mean that I did that, or maybe it was like a little bit inconsiderate, or maybe I was closing myself off from you. You can also, if you felt like you didn't move through a situation like that, it can be the other person. It could be both people too within this. But it feels like this can highlight that part of yourself too, where you could have been like, maybe I wasn't being as good of a collaborator as I know that I am. Maybe I was recognizing that I was feeling triggered in that moment back there. It can be something like that. Having Ace of Swords feels like this is all out on the table and it's all seen clearly. So there's no like, I wasn't being shut down there, like gaslighting or pretending something wasn't happening that it was. This means like everybody's being honest, like, yeah, I was guarded there, or yeah, I wasn't thinking about you when I did that, or I did get mad and I got vengeful. You know, it can, whatever it was that was going on, this is like allowing you to see things clearly, so you can see that within yourself and or seeing that within the person that you're working with. So it feels like a coming clean of that, or like an admitting to that of, oh, I did get carried away there, you know, like that type of thing, whatever it was that happened. Or I wasn't thinking of you in that moment, or I wasn't thinking of us in that moment. So yeah, somebody could have done something and you felt like it was selfish, something along the lines of that. But it feels like Five of Swords can be like not letting one's guards down, or like protecting oneself. And then it feels like, oh, we're working against each other instead of together. So it would have been something along the lines of that happened. But Ace of Swords feels like this is now clearly, again, all out on the table. So we're seeing what was going on now. So it's not like someone did this and now they're still like hiding it or won't admit to it. This is accountability that I'm seeing here. It seems like somebody didn't, what had happened, because I feel like this is what happened before and now we're able to see what was going on. It feels like what had taken place was that someone may have initially had very much a guard up and been thinking about themselves. And Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups feels like it's not Page of Pentacles, it's Page of Cups. Page of Cups feels like what they were protecting, meaning like what they weren't allowing to be seen. Remember, it can also be your energy too. It can be both of your energies. So Page of Cups will be like the very sensitive, like how I was really feeling, and all of the reasons why we wouldn't share how we were really feeling or get to like that pure energy space and can be reactive instead. Because I'm seeing Page of Cups be like the pure stuff that's going on within your heart, like the raw emotions that you're experiencing, or like that narrative, or how you're framing things, or what you're feeling. Five of Swords is feeling like the protective layer, like the veneer that goes over that was like, well, I'm just gonna look tough here in this situation or do something to you so you'll back off, you know, because like I don't want to let myself be seen in this way because I'm feeling really affected right now, or like this is really what's going on. It feels like some type of just some type of cloaking that was happening, but it could have been a really like offensive type of cloaking that was going on, where it could have felt like you're meant to be working together with someone, and now all of a sudden it's like become a battle of the wills, a battle of the ego, like that type of thing. But what I'm seeing now taking place is that we see like what was going on beneath it, what was going on behind it, and what this all was covering up, because it was like a cover up that was happening essentially. Because you know someone isn't really the Five of Swords, but that's sort of what comes to play when they're like, I don't feel safe to be vulnerable for some reason. Or it's just like the reaction that one has. So Ace of Swords can be that moment where it's like, so this is what I was actually feeling, or this is what was really going on with me. And there can be other things like an explanation of, I didn't think that you'd understand, or I felt like not willing to be vulnerable with you in that moment. It can be like those types of things that then happen. All right. High Priestess and Ace of Wands feels like tuning into the very wise part of yourself that's able to see the opportunity within this, and where this leaves potential, where the potential is for growth and expansion and exploration. So what can you do with this, and how can this situation benefit you? And tuning into the part of you that's like, I can actually use this to grow. This can actually open a door, like that type of thing. This is creating an opportunity that I can do something with. Two of Cups feels like this is in the setting with a setting between you and yourself, and it can also be a setting with you and another person, somebody that you're close with. You may feel joined at the hip with this person, for those of you that this is another person. Having the Empress feels like back in a space where values are aligned. And that may have been what needed to be worked out in the first place. And Two of Cups and the Empress is also back into a space where there's active listening, where there's space that's being held, where there's love here without conditions being put on it. But before, you could have felt like the opposite was going on, because I'm seeing Five of Swords and Two of Cups be like you're fighting with somebody that you're close with, like you're meant to work together as a unit, as a team, but I'm seeing there had been like a conflict that was being addressed, and you could have felt in that moment like you guys were working against each other rather than together, because you were working something out with this person. Now it feels like something has been figured out where it's like, okay, it feels good to continue in this way now. And Two of Cups and the Empress is also feeling like rather than feeling at odds with this person now, you can be seeing how you guys, there's like really a deep congruence between the two of you. So you can feel like you've mended whatever needed to be mended with the two of you. I'm seeing you be in a much better spot now. This does look like it's going to make for an easier road moving forward. Okay. There could have been stuff having to do with the future that needed to be broken down. This can be like where things were going, and this situation allowed for a stop and assess of all of that. Like, let's actually put the slide under the microscope and see what's going on here, rather than things carrying on. What everybody needs to feel like they can sleep peacefully at night. Making progress with a situation that could have hurt a lot moving through. It can be, the way that I'm seeing this, you can still feel like you're sort of dealing with the emotional and mental remnants of this, but you can also feel like you're addressing the main stuff that needs to be addressed, and the rest of this is now like the healing that's going to be occurring. So I'm not seeing there be like further damage that's being caused or anything like that. It feels like addressing the elephant in the room. And now it's, even though one may still feel hurt or there can still be wounding, it's like a healing that's happening now. So even though you can feel like you're not totally over something or something is kind of fresh, it can feel like it's only getting better from here rather than things like falling apart any further. Especially on an emotional level. Working together, situation that there could have been something like big and painful involved in this between you and this person. Yeah, I do feel like one person may have done something, but it can feel like you did it. No, you did it. It could have felt like that when this first took place. But now it feels like whatever was feeding the flame of this is now being assuaged, and it feels like things are moving back into a stable place where something could have felt very unstable before. Now I'm seeing there be like a stability that wasn't there before. Needing to work all this out to get to that point, to get to that place. So healing is now happening. Feels like this to allow you to assess things properly. So if you had anything that was going on that was associated with where you were going with this person that needed to really be analyzed, it feels like that would have happened here. This can also too be a breakdown of like stuff that had happened, been happening as well, and where that would lead. So if there's anything where you're like, if things keep going on like that, it's going to lead to there. There can be something like that was going on where it's like, maybe I don't want things to go there, so then you're going to have to change something. Like that sort of thing is what this is looking like. I'm definitely seeing a lot of emotional involvement here. So whoever this is, I'm definitely seeing there be like feelings involved with you and this person. So yeah, like this may be somebody that like you guys are meant to be like nurturing each other, taking care of each other, like listening to each other, or like being there for each other, or like being more of a healing force in one another's life rather than a wounding one, like that type of thing. I'm seeing that sort of relationship with you and this person. All right. We are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.